right, I'm going to get started. Runnemede Board of Education meeting is called to order. The Board of Education is in compliance with Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, entitled the Open Public Meetings Act. The time, date, and location of this meeting was appropriately advertised by notifying the retrospect, as well as posting notices in the Borough Hall, Runnemede Post Office, Mary Volt School, Alliant Bingham School, Grace Downing School, and the Runnemede Public School District website. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Hand over the heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call board members, please.
Ms. Adair?
Here.
Ms. Anderson?
I forgot that she is working this evening.
Ms. Beebe? Mr. Buckheim?
Present.
Ms. Davidson?
Here.
Ms. Farry?
Here.
Mr. Impagliazzo? Ms. Panzarella? And Ms. Spalding?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Also present, Mark Iannucci, Superintendent. Sean McCarron, Business Administrator, Supervisor of Curriculum Instruction. Jade Yezzi, Principal, Bingham Downing Schools. Steve Keeley, Principal, Mary Volt School. Bill Silva, Vice Principal, Mary Volt School. Gladys Hubbard, Child Study Team Supervisor. And Frank Hines, Supervisor of Building and Grounds. At this time, I need a motion to approve the August 19 work session and regular session minutes, please.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for
Second that.
August.
Motion made by Patty, seconded by Chaz. Are there any questions? Roll call.
Ms. Adair?
Yes.
Ms. Beebe?
Yes.
Mr. Buckheim?
Yes.
Ms. Davidson?
Yes.
Ms. Farry?
Yes.
Mr. Impagliazzo?
Yes.
Ms. Spalding?
Yes.
Motion passes.
I also need a motion to approve the financial period ending August 2015, please.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes with match report.
I'll second.
Motion made by Naomi, seconded by Patty. Any questions? Roll call.
Mr. Impagliazzo? Ms. Farry?
Yes.
Ms. Davidson?
Yes.
Mr. Buckheim?
Yes.
Ms. Beebe? Ms. Adair?
Yes.
Ms. Spalding?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you, Dr. McCarron, for our New Jersey Ask Science presentation. There is no correspondence at this time. So we will open up to public comments on agenda items only. The public is reminded that they should attempt to resolve problems and/or complaints through initial contact with a staff member or members involved therein and the Chief School Administrator prior to petitioning the Board of Education. Complaints should only be brought to the board after the appropriate school staff has had a reasonable opportunity to resolve the problem at the employee level. Statements should be limited to topics to be addressed on the published agenda at this time and limited to length in 3 minutes. Does anybody have any public comment on agenda items at this time? No? Okay. If not, then we'll move on to the Secretary of Curriculum report. Do you have anything you'd like to?
Currently, Envisions has started in grades K through 6 as a mathematics program. So teachers have been working with not only myself, Mr. Silva, Mr. Feely, Ms. Yazzie, but also the consultants as well as we go through the program. Make sure that, one thing I will say is that teachers are very open to the program. They seem to be happy with everything that it's providing. However, they're also asking a lot of questions, which is fantastic. And we're getting responses back from the company regarding questions that they have. So that's been working out well to this point. Were you going to say something?
I was going to show Chaz. I have this app on my phone, and if I don't understand Sammy's homework from Envisions, I scan the sheet and it gives me two 2-minute little videos on how to do each problem. Just saying, although I am proficient in multiplication and division at this time, I may need that in the near future because I hear 4th and 5th grade is a little tougher. So I just wanted to tell you, like, that's something really cool, and it's like so 2015,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Like when a teacher sent me home, hey, download this app. I'm like, what? This lady's crazy. Then I'm like, oh, this is really cool. And a lot of us were talking about it at back to school night too. So that's something. And another positive is the homework worksheets every night are color, and they're very visually appealing. So they're front and back, which is a little more than they usually had, and it just looks very nice. I don't know if you guys.
One of the differences is that the worksheets you're getting are actually the textbook, and as a part of getting the program, we'll be getting new workbooks, textbooks are 1-in-1. So what's good about that is many times you would get a textbook and it would be outdated by the moment that you got it. So what's nice about this is that as changes are made, each year you're getting an updated version of the text. We also have the online components which tie in perfectly with the Chromebooks. And the teachers also have the online components for their teacher guides, which I know as a teacher was never enjoyable to be carrying books home with me. So everyone is working well with the program.
Very good.
Anything else, Dr. McCarron?
Right now, also on the business side, we also have a lot going on, as you know, with rod grants, the insurance storm damage. I do want to say that New Jersey School Insurance Group has been extremely diligent. They've actually been able to close out the account completely, and we've received all payments at this point. Of course, if we find anything between now, moving forward, that still came from that storm, as we do those repairs, of course, they'll reopen it and address it at that time. However, everything's been cleared away with that. The roofing project is coming to a close, except for the fact that they're now doing the gym from the storm, so I don't think they're ever gonna leave full school. But that's at least the work is all getting done. And then windows have started over at Bingham first, and then it'll be moving to the other two schools. And that's a third shift, so it's outside of school hours.
You'll see the, I run through the report, you'll see the trailers outside of Bingham School. They'll be there for the entire duration of the window project. So what they'll do is, they're gonna start here at Bolts, and at night, they'll go to Bingham, grab the windows, bring them over here. When they're finished here, they'll start Bingham, do the windows there, when they start downing. So that'll be there for a while.
Where is that tractor trailer?
It's right, there was some staff parking right along the playground area right there.
Oh, like on the blacktop?
Yes, it's on the blacktop.
So there's still enough spots for
Plenty
the
of room for
staff? I don't want any more cars on the street over
There's
there.
more cars in the street.
Right.
There's
I'm
still there.
I'm leaving more
There's
room.
plenty of room on that side lot. I know with moving the pre-K 4 over here, that freed up about 3 or 4 spots. There's still some parking there. Rather than put it behind the school, they use that area for recess and gym time. So we didn't put it there, and we can't put it here at Bolts because there's still work on the back here at all. You can see there's lots of construction vehicles still back there. So that's the best place to keep them.
The one final thing is with our audit. The auditors are pretty much done in the business office doing their audit and going through everything. One thing though that every school district is currently facing is that there's new auditing standards that are coming out, and they need to apply those standards to this upcoming audit. So every school district right now is kind of under a time crunch because there's that December 1st deadline that everything needs to be submitted by to the state. So just so you're aware, they will be coming out. However, it'll be once they get their new protocols and complete the audit fully with those being included.
Real quick, back to the roofing project windows. Do you have anything to add? I mean, I was going to my report, but we'll just use.
They're 90% done. They're pretty much done the gym roof and everything. They're gonna be taking their stuff off the roof tomorrow, and Friday they're gonna start working on doing the soffit work over here. We have to remove the wood because it's all rotted and stuff. And Mr. Peely is gonna move the kids so nobody gets hurt and everything. And it's just for Friday only. So
That was the kids outside entering the building.
that's entering the building in the morning because they want to try to do it in the morning, get it done and over with. So it'll just be one day.
And tentatively, I know they worked this past weekend. They're tentatively scheduled if they have to come this weekend.
As of right now, I don't see them having to be here Saturday. I think they'll be pretty much done. They're just working on this roof over here.
And they're fixing still the problem was fixed over the
It's
main office.
fixed, but now they have to refinish roofing it, you know, put the gutter in and all of
I
that.
believe I sent the board an email regarding what
Yes.
happened. The first couple days of the school year. That was taken care of, so that bathroom will be back up and running.
Yeah, we want them to fix that, make sure we don't have any more problems, and then they're going to do all new tile work, and they're going to recarpet Mr. Peely's office and the main office area.
Shag carpeting?
Leather couch. Must be nice. All right, thank you. Mr. Iannucci, Superintendent's
A couple
report.
things I put on our district enrollment is pretty healthy compared to last year. 865 students, we still put out replacements. we're up roughly about 18 students. When I typed this probably last week, I don't know if we've gotten any more, I've gotten any updates, but I don't think we've had any transfers in the past 3 or 4 days. So, yeah, it's a good, healthy number. As I said, when we talked in August, we monitor enrollment on a weekly basis. Issues, I know we have some very above our average in Runnemede class sizes right now, especially at BAM. But we have addressed those needs, we try to space them out evenly. And Mrs. Yazdi's working with the teachers and getting some additional support in there, some extra hands, to meet the needs of the students that are there. So we'll keep them posted on that when it comes up. As far as opening, I think opening went well. Considering some of the things we have going on with the roofing project here, some of the other things happen to bring them down. We do the best we can. Has it been perfect? No. As far as noises, people, doing work outside, they try to limit it. Stock, I know you're down in the preschool. Those kids are probably jumping out the window sometimes. They try to limit it at times. We also had some heating, some air conditioning units that needed to be, had been serviced in a number of years. We want to ensure all the kids have, if a room's supposed to have air conditioning, it should be working properly. So I commend Mr. Hines for coming in, getting things he couldn't fix. We brought people in that's what they do for a living. So I think we're pretty good with that.
He's got them up and running. He was telling me some of the problems is that basically because the units are so old that they're not working properly, so that's where we're having problems with, we're getting condensation, so it's coming into the classrooms, and we're addressing that problem, making sure that we fix that and all, but basically the units are just very old and they really need to be updated. Some of the other units that are in here are they're kind of like hanging overhead, which really I don't think is that safe inside of the school. So it's something we should probably look into, maybe, start replacing so many units per year, upgrade it.
And the classrooms that don't currently have air,
They're the C wing over here and the AP, and that's our guess.
so when we're looking at replacing units, we need to be looking at
We've already looked at that, as far as
making
by the
sure that
spring,
they're all air
pretty good
conditioned.
shape with that. And it was excessively hot those first couple of days, unfortunately, nothing to do about that. We did make sure kids were moved, teachers were moved, we appreciate their patience with us and everything else. One other item I just want to pass along, I did 2 items, I'm sorry, is we are going to add an addition, we're going to add a handicap parking spot over to Downing in the front of the building there. So get your blue paint ready. Shortly. So,
Miss Desi will be getting moved.
What?
Her parking spot in Downey will be getting
Says
moved.
you're on the street.
I just wanted to read
You're out of there.
I'm not looking at my phone for personal reasons. I just wanted to read an email. Mrs. Carson, who's a 6th grade LAL teacher, last spring had submitted for an essay contest our students for the junior leadership program. It's held in Washington, D.C. every summer. And a couple of the girls came to her last week, and they received a invitation with a gold embossed seal in the mail. And the girls were qualified for that program in Washington. I think we sent a student a couple of years ago who had gone. 4 of our girls that are now currently in 7th grade qualified for that. I know one parent has already expressed interest in going. A couple of the other ones are also going to try to raise the money in order to do that. So we're excited for that. We did have a couple of boys that were interested in doing it, but when they found out they had to write an essay, they weren't that interested. They never submitted their final submission. Those 4 girls, I'll get you their names and maybe we can recognize them one night. That's awesome. Other than that, I want to thank the administrators again, as well as Mr. Hines and Dr. McCarron, and teachers for getting the school year started off rather smoothly. That's all I have.
Thank you. The fire, yeah, sure.
How are these class sizes that we're speaking of doing?
I'd say currently, let's say we have 27 in the 1 3rd grade class, but they're not there the entire day.
Yeah, we have one large class in 3rd grade. It's
29, but we have like 6 students who are really not there
They're
80%
there for
of the day.
homeroom?
They're there for like.
So they're there for specials, and honestly, I've been in there when 29 kids are in there, and it's running very well. The teacher's doing an excellent job. I'm always asking, like, what can I do for you? What, you know, is everything okay? And she assures me everything is great. But for like 80% of the day,
It's 23.
6 kids are
So
not in
doing,
there,
like-
which makes it a typical class.
During like LAL and math instruction, the students are not in there.
Correct.
So there's only 23 students in there.
And like I said, and
Which is
when
a
it is
typical
29,
running
it's
class.
still fine. I assure you, it's still fine, but it's not affecting instruction or student learning. or
There was only the one classroom then, it wasn't like a bunch of classrooms.
Correct, but I feel like our other third grade class, I haven't checked in the last couple of days, but that's at like 25 maybe, and again, that's functioning very well. Teachers feel like everything's going according to plan, so it's not anything that I'm concerned about.
And then next year, when they come here to bowl, it'll balance out because we have less time per se.
Right.
Yeah, so, but it is, there's along with 29, there's paraprofessional in there for most, good
Correct.
chunk of the day.
And many of our classes are over 22 and 23, but it's nothing that, I feel is detrimental to student achievement, so.
We just changed it last year or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's make sure it wasn't 30 for like 5 classes.
No, not at all. I would
Thank
tell
you.
that.
So thank you. The principals' reports, nurses' reports, building and ground reports, and special education reports we reviewed during work session, and nobody had any questions, so I'm gonna keep moving. The PTA report, I don't know if, I asked Mrs. Dockery, who's here, to make sure that all board members, if you didn't, if you're not a member of the PTA, like maybe if you'd like to join, she's gonna bring some envelopes, or get them to me so I can get them to you. Because we all know our PTA is fabulous here. Camden County Educational Commission, Service Commission did not meet. New Jersey School Board,
Our next session, we only meet twice a year, November and May, so November 21st, I'll be attending as your delegate. The votes, Naomi will be attending as well as Patty.
Awesome.
So our board's very active with
Thank
going
you.
out there.
Thank you, yes.
Convention's the 27th.
Convention is the 27th. Everyone, I believe we approved everyone to have work.
If anyone's not
We
going,
need
I
to
need to know no later than October 10th.
If you're not going. McKenna.
By October 10th.
So please I'll actually send out a reminder as well.
Can I jump back real quick
Go
to
ahead.
PTA? Just so everyone's aware, on Thursday, October 15th, the PTA is co-sponsoring the Youth Alliance program with Reggie Dobbs. He's a motivational speaker. He addresses bullying. He'll be going to all 3 schools, Bingham, Downing, and Vols, during the daytime to meet with students. He'll then be doing a family event in the evening at Vols. That usually begins at 6 o'clock. However, flyers will be going out in the next week.
And that, hold on, just looking, the 15th is a Thursday night.
Yes.
So I'm unable to attend, but if some other board members could be there, that would be great.
Last year, we had Seth Franco. We had a very good turnout. The families coming out to that presentation. So we're looking forward to this one.
Thank you. Black Horse Pike Regional School District, I don't see there's any need to comment there. Nothing going on. Negotiations, Angel.
We're just about beginning to start the negotiations process with the meetings. Just beginning.
You guys are meeting.
Progress.
Progress.
The committee's meeting this
The
evening.
committee's meetings. Well, we on a roll call,
I don't wanna say we're meeting with, I don't wanna say we're meeting with the REA.
No.
Alright. New business. Is that why we're saying this? Alright. So under new business, we reviewed the board goals and we had some additions, which I think are very healthy, during our work session, so we'll move right into property and transportation. So I need a motion to approve items number 1 to 3.
I make that motion.
Second?
Motion made by Chaz, seconded by Naomi. Any questions? Roll call.
Mrs. Adair?
Yes.
Ms. Beebe?
Yes.
Mr. Buckheim?
Yes.
Ms. Davidson?
Yes.
Ms. Farry?
Yes.
Mr. Impagliazzo?
Yes.
Ms. Spalding.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Under personnel, we need a motion to approve numbers 1 to 18.
I'll make a motion to approve 1 through 18 personnel.
Second?
Motion made by Patty, seconded by Naomi. Roll call.
Ms. Adair?
Yes.
Ms. Beebe?
Yes.
Mr. Buckheim?
Yes.
Ms. Davidson?
Yes.
Ms. Barry?
Yes.
Mr. Impagliazzo? Ms. Spalding.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Under finance, we need a motion to approve items 1 to 13. And please remember that we're adding the October 6th park workshop for Mr. Buckheim, Mrs. Davidson, Ms. Adair, and Mrs. Beebe.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Chaz,
I'll second.
seconded by Patty.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
When you do the bills with the insurance, does it all come out of, obviously you code that to a separate account, but like Pro or Woodbury's on this bill batch? So that,
We received a partial payment back in July, end of July. And so once we receive everything, the work is completed, we then sign off on it, and then we're able to then pay that bill.
so it's just money in, money out?
Correct.
Okay.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Ms. Adair?
Yes.
Ms. Beebe?
Yes.
Mr. Buckheim?
Yes.
Ms. Davidson?
Yes.
Ms. Barry?
Yes.
Mr. Impagliazzo?
Yes.
Ms. Spalding.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Under curriculum, need a motion to approve items number 1 to 10.
I'll take a motion to approve items 1 to 10 under curriculum.
Motion made by Naomi. Need a second? Seconded by Chaz. Roll call.
Ms. Adair?
Yes.
Ms. Beebe?
Yes.
Mr. Buckheim?
Yes.
Ms. Davidson?
Yes.
Ms. Barry?
Yes.
Mr. Impagliazzo?
Yes.
Ms. Spalding.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Under policy and public relations, I need a motion to approve items number 1 through 6, please.
I'll make a motion to approve items number 1 through 6.
Thank you, Naomi.
I'll second it.
Thanks, Patty. Motion made by Naomi, seconded by Patty. Roll call.
Ms. Adair?
Yes.
Ms. Beebe?
Yes.
Mr. Buckheim?
Yes.
Ms. Davidson?
Yes.
Ms. Barry?
Yes.
Mr. Impagliazzo?
Yes.
Ms. Spalding.
Yes.
Motion passes.
At this time, we are open for public comment on non-agenda items. The public is reminded that they should attempt to resolve problems and or complaints through the initial contact of the staff member or members involved therein and a chief school administrator prior to petitioning the Board of Education. Complaints should only be brought to the board after the appropriate school staff has had a reasonable opportunity to resolve the problem at the employee level. Statements should be limited in length to 3 minutes. The public is also reminded that all public complaints against a district employee must be made through a specific grievance process. A description of this process may be found in Board of Ed Policy File Code 0167. This policy is available upon request in the office of the Board Secretary. Any individual naming an employee in a complaint before the Board of Education without the employee's permission could be cited for violating that employee's civil and contractual rights. So at this time, we open up to any public comments. At this time, Mrs. Kelly.
Eleanor Kelly, 161 Forest Avenue, liaison to the Board of Education from Borough Council. There was a review of the board goals in the work session, and I did see moving forward up on the screen. But when I asked Amy if those were the goals, she said no, they weren't the goals.
No, that was a presentation on the science scores.
Oh, okay.
I have
So-
a copy of the goals that
Oh.
you want.
Yes, thank you.
Sure. Don't mind my dates.
Just so you know, though, we added some specific information to each one of
Yes.
them, so you'll want an updated, like you'll want an updated. Just like if you look at mine, you'll see that there
I
is
see the notes, yes.
there's a ton of notes, but that was just added this evening. More specific, tangible amounts of things. Like for example, just like you come to our meetings, we're going to send one of our representatives to one of your meetings every month, to the caucus meeting every month. So we're going to try to reciprocate what you guys do.
Great.
It'll
Okay.
have the benchmarks in there, so we can see that we're progressing.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Because these were a little broad, Mr.
Yeah.
Impagliazzo.
Well, I'd just like to see this, so that we can kind of find out how we're doing from year to year.
Absolutely.
And when I talked with Amy, she said that basically how we quantify our success is by the test scores. And I found that rather limiting. Anybody want to address that? I mean, is
That's all.
that the only way you quantify success?
Yeah, not at all. If you look at, I don't think we were at the August meeting when we were here to do the treat, but test scores are part
I
of it.
work.
I know you.
I don't have the ability to take off.
So, there's board goals, district goals, school goals, each administrator has a goal, so that's all, part of that process. Test scores are, that's.
It's only one part of it.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Thank you for clearing that up.
I think another indication too is our students when they graduate from our district, how they do in high school. And when they get out of high school, what's their next step? Are they going into the armed forces? Are they going on to college? Are they going off to a trade school?
How do you track that?
By getting information back from the Black Pike Regional School District, students.
They're willing to do that for us?
Students
Oh, yeah.
themselves coming back after they graduated high school to talk to the principal or a teacher and share that information. But I mean, we had this conversation during the break. I think the greatest mistake any school district can make in any state is to determine success of a child in school based on state assessments. Because every 2 or 3 years they change. And you can't do comparison of scores. I think what the greatest service a school district can provide to a child is teaching them how to think. Teaching them how to step back when they're approached with a new problem or confronted with a new problem, take what they've learned and figure out how to find the answer, how to resolve the problem, how to take the next step to
It takes
growth.
life experience too.
That's the greatest thing you can do as an institution, is to train children, help them learn how to solve problems, how to think, how to interact with other people.
Yeah, they keep taste. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment at this time? No? All right. The next regularly scheduled Board of Education meeting is October 21st. Work session will begin at 6 o'clock. I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made by Patty, seconded by Naomi. Thanks, ladies. All in favor? Ayes have it. Meeting's adjourned. The meeting adjourned at 7.